Hello and welcome back to another quick unboxing and first impressions. So hunting season up here in New England for early goose is just about 30 days away, September 1st. Hard to believe we're in August already. And what I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing today is going to be that big box behind me. That is the Higdon or Higdon, however you pronounce it, full-size Canadian Goose decoy pack. I also went ahead and bought another one of these. This is the Battleship rigging. It's the 6-pack. This one here is a little bit heavier. This is the 54-inch 6-ounce. I decided to get them a little bit heavier and a little bit longer because of the fact that I'm going to be using them on the Canadian geese. So let's go over to that box and unbox it. Excuse the mess, I'm still redoing this studio over. It's been a real rainy summer, so I've got a lot accomplished in here. Haven't been getting out much, but yeah, let's take a look at it and see what these geese actually look like. So because it's a full-size decoy, and there's 4 of them, the box is rather large. So I'm going to do the best to try to open this up and take a look at these on camera. I'm not going to do a full review like I did with the mallards, where I took them out and showed you how they swim and everything. This is more or less just a first look because yes, it's been a rainy summer, and guess what it's doing today? Forecast some more severe thunderstorms this afternoon. So we're just going to go ahead, open this up, and take a look at them. Alright, put this down on the floor. So in the box we got the stop, do not return to stores. If you have any questions, here's how to contact the company. Thank you for your purchase. Like many of the decoys that you probably have gotten in the past, and like the mallard ones, they're in here just pretty much wrapped up in a plastic bag. If I can get this on camera because this box is so big. No padding in here, nothing. They're just all in here. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and pull one of these out. So they are packed with the heads separate from the body. You know, you have several different states of alertness and feeding, and so these are the heads for them. And go ahead and unpack one of these. So this is quite interesting. The heads, the beak is hard plastic. The face is hard plastic, but yet the black pot is actually a velvet type of material. Not sure how I would feel about that. I mean, it looks good, except for, let me show you something on this one. I mean, it looks good. It's just, I don't know about the waterproofness of this. Whether or not this will start falling apart. Because this is a velvet material that is just kind of glued on here. So one thing about this is you can see right here, that looks like a manufacturing floor. But yeah, this is like all velvet. Same thing with this one. Let me zoom out just a little bit. So This one here does not have that floor, but again, it's all, like the neck is all velvet. Again, with this one, and again this one. So that's quite interesting. Not sure how I feel about that, because I'm not sure, you know, once the water hits this, what's going to happen to this material. That's very interesting. Let me go ahead and pull out one of the bodies. Now, like it says, these are supposed to be full size. So this is the body. The back of it does not have a cap. It's just more or less melted glue. But it is sealed off on the inside. Let me pull out another one. So these are hard plastic, like the melon from cup that I showed you, and yeah, the back of this does not have a cap. Looks like a rubber stopper with some glue around it. So not sure exactly how I feel about that, whether that's going to be cheaply made. They all kind of look like that. So the carving of the feathers look to be very good detail. The paint looks pretty good on them. Again, here's what I was talking about no cap on the back, just a rubber piece glued in. I don't know if you all can see that too well. The keel underneath, like they might have gotten a little bit sloppy with the painting on that one, but that's the underneath. You're not going to see that. They all kind of have the same thing, and you got your rigging points. Got one there, one there, one under here, one over here, and one back here. So the way you put these together is you just take the head, you line up underneath the head. You got these two points right here. You just kind of line that up with this, put it on top, and then twist them into place. And that is pretty tight, so that's not going anywhere. So pretty much that's how it's going to look. So like I said, it looks kind of good. To me, I think the back should have been just a little bit higher, like some of the geese that you see swimming around, but for the most part, they do look pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead, get them all assembled, and I'll show you what each one of them looks like. So the one thing I'm running into with this one right here, I don't know if it's the way it's made. There's really no directions to say which head goes on which body, but this head, I kind of have to put it in an angle and then really force it in. It's not really a good fit, and then and I don't want to break it, but I would say once you get these heads on, you are not going to get them back off easily. And I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up at all, but as you can see right here, if the camera picks that up, where my fingers kind of crushed down the velvet, putting it together and left some marks. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about having velvet. Again, it's not like this is the field pack where these are going to be in like a cornfield or a grass field where sometimes you'll see a bunch of geese feeding. This is the floater pack. This is going to be on the water. So again, I'm just kind of worried about, if these get wet, will this velvet eventually, from the weather and being out on the pond, will this velvet actually start to deteriorate and come off? I guess time will tell. Well, let me go ahead and get the last one assembled. Okay, so while I'm putting this last one together, full disclosure, these do retail for about $120. But again, I did buy them where I work using my employee discount, so I did not pay that much for them. So, here's another thing. This right here, yeah, I can totally squeeze this. So that makes me wonder also if the glue is going to stick there, because this here is kind of squishy. I can squeeze that one. This neck, I really cannot squeeze. This one feels more solid. Looks like there is a glue spot on that one. This one here, neck feels solid on it, but again, like I said, all this black is all velvet. And then the last one, I don't know if you can see this right here, what I'm doing. This one has a total weaker neck. I mean, I can squeeze this and get its neck to move. So again, that makes me wonder, how strong these are going to be. As far as the body goes, these are pretty much like the cupped, where they're painted pretty good and the paint's not going to come off them. I just worried about the velvet. I mean, the back feathers don't look that bad. Carving on the body feathers look good. Like I said, the backs on some of these, the back's kind of like, okay, I don't know, it seems like a little bit of a weird shape, but I would have to see come hunting season how they actually do in the water. But my first impression, if I was to rate this on 10 stars, I would probably give it maybe 7.5 or 8. Paint looks good. Carving looks good. Body shape seems to be a little flatter and wider through here. Keel looks good. Don't like the fact that there's no cap on the back. Oops. Okay, I just broke off some of the glue. So if that gets bumped, some of the glue is going to come off this rubber, which could probably cause this keel to get flooded. Yeah, I mean, for $120, I don't know if I'm really that impressed with the quality. You know, based on that just happened, I'm probably going to drop these down to like maybe 6.5 stars out of 10. I mean, velvet and water to me does not go well together. Just had the glue come off. There's no cap on this. It's just glued in rubber. It's not like a screwed in cap on the cup. Got a defect here in the face, which I showed you earlier. But yeah, that's what they look like. I'm not going to return them. I'm going to give them a chance. But truthfully, probably not as impressed as I thought I would be with these. I mean, are they worth $120 retail? Maybe. I mean, decoys cost a lot of money, especially wooden ones. These are plastic. The heads seem to be hollow on them, which is another thing. If you do get the head full of water, maybe you should fill it with foam. You know, it does have some defects in it, the way it was made. The velvet. Yeah, I'm going to reduce this down to probably about maybe 6 out of 10 stars. I'm kind of like midway with this. And, you know, with some of the quality for $120, I'm probably going to reduce this down to like 5 stars out of 10. I mean, I just don't know. I'm like really on the fence. If it wasn't for the velvet, if it wasn't for the defect in the face on this one, and if it wasn't for the glue coming off the cap just by barely tapping it on the back, so I'm probably going to go ahead and Gorilla Glue that myself. I'd probably be a little bit more happy. I mean, I don't know if you can see this on camera in the bottom, but that's another paint defect all through there. Or it looks like the paint did not take. I mean, the keel kind of looks like it was sloppily painted. But that's going to be underwater anyway. I mean, I've got some paint drippings right here, so that leads me to believe that these are probably hand painted as opposed to machine painted, which I have no problem with hand painting. So that probably explains why it's not perfect. Although, you know, here's one thing. On the bottom part, so on the bottom part, if I go ahead and bump or scratch this, you can see that the paint is starting to mar up, so that kind of leaves me a little bit of a worry on whether or not the paint will actually come off. So, I don't know. I'm going to give them a shot. It's my first year using decoys, you know, plastic decoys. You know, I wasn't hoping for 100%, but I was really surprised and taken back by the fact that they used velvet material on the neck, which kind of makes me feel that these are more of a decorative piece than a real decoy for hunting that's going to be in the water. I'd have to go online and read some other reviews. You know, there's probably a bunch of reviews and other videos posted on these so that you can kind of form your own opinion. Again, I don't know if the light's going to pick that up, but as you can see, there's a glue defect right there. I'm not expecting decoys to be perfect. They're going to be bumped around, banged around. They're going to get wet, but when you pay $120 retail, like I said, I did get these at a discount. When you pay $120 though retail, you know, for someone with a budget like me, you kind of expect a little bit better. So we'll have to see come goose season what these are like. Like I said, I'm not going to take them out and try them right now for this video. This was just a unboxing, first impressions. One good thing is though is this is an official licensed product of Ducks Unlimited, so which means the purchase of these does go back to the Ducks Unlimited Wildlife Fund to preserve wetlands and also to preserve the hunting tradition. Okay, so just to finish up, I went out on the internet. I tried searching for reviews on these. A lot of people say that they like them for a budget decoy. A lot of people say they do float, they do work, they're okay. Other reviews say that the paint will chip on you over time. I guess I can get some waterproof acrylic paint and repaint them if they do chip over time. There was absolutely no mention about the velvet being used though on the necks. Whether it would unglue and fall off over time, you know, what would happen to that. There was absolutely no mention. These have been out for quite a while, so I think if it would really be a problem, somebody would have posted about it, but there's no mention of it. I guess worst comes to worst. If it does start peeling off, I guess I could take it off and just get some acrylic paint and repaint these black. I mean, these are going to be used in the fields, or I should say on the pond versus in the field, but so they are going to get banged up. They are going to get, you know, tossed in a kayak in the back of my SUV. So we'll just have to see over time, but yeah, that's my review. Like I said, there's been mixed reviews about the paint chipping over time. Some people have said that they actually get waterlogged at sink. I don't see any water entry point other than in the keel. In the keel itself, you know, if this cap was to come off, I suppose these are supposed to be foam filled, but some people have said that they're actually hollow bodied. I guess I can go ahead and get some of that spray foam insulation and refill them if possible. The necks are hollow, so if it does become an issue in the neck, I can refill that with foam. The only problem is I'm afraid that it's going to create some weight issues, especially on the taller neck ones. But that's my quick look at these, and we'll see you out in the woods.